Hi, you guys. Welcome to Cancerian Chronicles. This is Misty, and we're on day 12 of our Level Up Your Life series for my beautiful I had a phone call coming in, so I don't know if that stopped the volume, so I took a quick pause, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the energy and see what we have. What are the messages for my beautiful Cancerians? What do we need to know to level up our lives? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. You guys be sure to hit the thumbs up on your way in and be sure to subscribe. Oh, wow. First card, gifts. And that is a very beautiful card because who doesn't like gifts? Oh, okay. So I'm going to say this for someone, I don't know. But we have marriage at the bottom. So there's some type of gift that's coming in, or someone wants to solidify something. There's something about, I don't know. Hello, Harry. Oh my gosh. So we have a mature man at the top, and we have marriage at the bottom with our gift. So we're going to keep going and see where this takes us. And like, it also could be you're about to receive a gift because of your hard work and diligence. So you have to put that where it fits for you. But we're still getting this energy of like some type of relationship vibe, which is what I always try to avoid. But at the bottom, we have courtship. But what popped out was thief. So I don't know if, I'm hearing something about the best years of your life. Courtship. There, and we have expectation. Let me take a moment because I want to make sure that I'm not clouding. Okay. So it looks like, I don't know if you feel like maybe you wasted some years or some of your life in a relationship. Like maybe, oh my gosh, I split the deck and it's on a false person. So maybe you feel like you had some long-term relationship with someone, and you've been kind of feeling like it was a waste, right? But it seems like you're about to have something that is about to be presented to you to make up for those lost times. Yeah. We have pathway. So if you've been struggling with there it is again, this courtship. I'm seriously, so I'm going to admit my biases, which, and I'm very open about it. Anything that has to do with love and relationships, like that's not something that I really like to read on. I know that's like people's favorite thing to talk about. It's not really mine, but it's like it keeps coming up. It keeps slapping us in the face with this courtship. First it was at the bottom of the deck, now it's at the top. Like, here I am. So, hi Maddie. How are you? Okay. So at the bottom now we have imprisonment. Someone may have been feeling like they've been like stuck in some type of cycle when it comes to relationships. Here's this marriage. Oh my gosh. I'm so here this comes again. Okay, and here we have again the expectation. Wow. Oh, jeez. I'm going to keep saying this is really... I'm hearing that song, go into the chapel and we're gonna get married. So this message is for someone. I don't know. Feels like there's someone coming in and they're wanting something long-term. They're wanting a committed relationship. Could be marriage, or it just could be, you know, like taking whatever your current relationship to the next level. I mean, I don't know. We have the Four of Pentacles. It's like there's some end to, I don't know. Wheel of Fortune. It's like the wheel is about to turn for someone. This gift is about to, hello Pam, how are you? It's about to take someone from this kind of lack state to like this wheel of destiny, like something's about to turn for someone. We have Queen of Pentacles at the bottom. Awesome. I'm doing fantastic. Oh geez. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the Tower. There's about to be some type of shocking event for some of you guys. That fell to the floor, so we're not keeping it with our spread. But something is about to take someone by surprise. We're in a different deck, and we have, okay, so we have the Four of Swords, and at the bottom we have Lovers. So this Four of Swords is falling under our card that says Thief, where it's like someone feels like another person was like trying to take something from them, or someone actually was taking something from another person. And whatever that is, it's like that's being put to rest. What I said initially is that someone may feel like a previous relationship, like they feel like it was like someone stealing or wasting some of the best years of their life. And it's kind of like once you put that type of thinking behind you, once someone lets that go, that way of thinking, once they put it to rest, some type of gift is about to be presented to you. And of course, we have, I said the Lovers is at the bottom, and at the top, we have the Empress. So it really feels like no matter how much I try to skirt around the issue, there's something about giving birth or like the beginning of some type of new love that's coming in, something that's about to be like that's going to lead to some type of commitment. Someone sees another person as like their empress, or yeah, someone that they can do life with is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Whatever this was in the past, it's like we have the Two of Swords. It's like someone is like blind, like they've been kind of blind to other opportunities. Yeah. And here we go with the Queen of Cups. I'm hearing Forrest Gump, if you guys remember that movie. I may not be very smart, but I do know what love is. Someone was blinding themselves to potential relationships, but it has something to do with not only even if someone was like, wasting or stealing or had stolen some of the best years of your life in the past, it's kind of like that could have already come to a rest. It could have already come to an end, but it feels like maybe you were picking up where that person left off, where that other person left off. And I'm kind of getting the sense of like, I feel like like a maniacal, like the villain, right? Like that was that person's plan all along. Like it was kind of like, even if you did leave, right? This person was still kind of working behind the scenes, hoping that, like you just you wouldn't trust anyone again. You wouldn't be open to love again, maybe. There's this conflict that's at the top. Oh my gosh. And I split the deck on this. There's some type of magician here, right? And it could be just a sense of like someone wishing. I'm hearing wishing and hoping. Yeah, someone wishing and hoping that you don't find love again. For some of you guys, maybe you walked away from someone and even they feel like perhaps you wasted some of the best years of their life. And in turn, they decided to wish, I don't know how to say it other than like they wish death upon your love life. Like they didn't want you to find love ever again. It's kind of like someone felt like you stole, like you took your love from them, so they're going to take any opportunities of love from you. But at the end of the day, like what this has to do with your level up is like you putting some type of putting this to rest. Not all relationships are going to be the way that your previous relationship was. And it's like you have a choice on which way you take this, right? With this pathway energy, it's like this future, like your love, like when it comes to you loving others, whether this is, I'm still trying to backpedal. I'm going to admit it. But whether this has to do with love relationships or even just friendships and, family ships and, whatever kind of ship, right? Full disclosure, it really feels like this is a love relationship, but, you still have control over that. I'm really feeling like even just the type of love that you give, like when you truly open yourself up to loving, like it's like the best gift that you can give to anyone. And I'm also hearing to mankind. Like there's something very unique, very special about the type of love. So under pathway, we have this Nine of Swords. This is nightmares. This is staying in your head. And remember, this is about like someone making a choice. This is a pathway with the pathway. So you can stay in your head with this past heartbreak. I'm hearing Heartbreak Hotel. But it's like at the bottom. So here we go. Like we've already seen the Queen of Cups. And here we come with the King of Cups. And that's like right underneath. Like it's almost like this King of Cups is waiting. And it's like you know it, but there still feels like there's some level of fear. Yeah, we have the Death that came out. It was, let me see. I was about to say it looked like it was in reverse, but the way that I picked it up, I mean, I don't. So I'm being guided to that being in reverse. Like someone doesn't want something to end. And I feel like this is about you not closing yourself off permanently to love. For some of you guys, we have the Two of Pentacles, and then we have like the Star, which is about healing, and then we have the Three of Pentacles, which is about collaborating, working with other people. We have the Hermit, which is about someone going into healing, and then we have the Fool, which is like you needing to take a risk, and we have the Ten of Pentacles, which has to do with like fulfillment, ultimate fulfillment, right? But it's kind of like, notice with this gift, like someone's presenting the gift to you, but notice that there are no hands to receive it. It's like someone's trying to give a gift, but it's like someone is closed off to receiving it. And here we go with the Lovers. But at the bottom, we have Ten of Wands. There's something about a burden. This burden for some of you guys has to do with like little petty offers, like little bitty, you know, like feels like little breadcrumbs, right? And we have this King of Pentacles. So here's someone that has, you know, some type of wealth or abundance. They have a lot of some type of material goods and resources to give, but they don't want to. With this Knight of Pentacles like right behind it, I feel like this is that same person's energy. Just like the other one, it felt like someone breadcrumbing, someone, you know, like there's the burden. Maybe someone is like they feel torn between whether or not they want to give, you know, more. But it's like, but you're taking a risk and you might end up receiving less. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, you know, look at those hands. It's like they're begging, right? It almost feels like someone, I mean, I said this, like, it's like someone doesn't want you to see like good opportunities, you know, good partnerships, um, love. But I don't know if this is another person. This just could be you doing this to yourself. I don't know. I feel like something is just not clear. What's trying to... Yeah. This tried to flip out while I was shuffling the deck. It's the Ten of Cups. right? Ultimate happiness. But what's behind it is the Five of Cups. Look at him, like he's in despair. Someone feels like they're just not ever going to be happy or to find like this type of love. But the problem is, I'm hearing that therein lies the crux of the issue or something like that. So this is like, that's the problem. That's the problem. Feeling like or thinking that you're never going to get love is leading you to not seeing when people are trying to love on you. It's like you have to see it to believe it. And here we go with the moon. Right here under this pathway. It's like there's some secret. There's, you know, something's going on. What am I missing? What am I missing? Because we have, here we go again with the Five of Wands. This is conflict. This is fighting. Five of Pentacles, like feeling lack, feeling poverty, like impoverished, like just lack mentality. Ooh, Queen of Swords. I'm going to ask, without the cards, I'm going to ask whose energy is this? Queen of Swords. I'm feeling like someone has like you're quick to cut someone off. With the Eight of Wands, which is fast movement. Queen of Wands, passion. And here we go with the Empress again. Okay, give me a second. Whose energy is this? This is Cancer. I feel sad. There's a lot of thought, like a lot of thinking going on. Questioning. This is Cancer. So this is collective Cancer energy. It's like being in your own way. It's like feeling like you're cursed in love when it's not. Like if you're cursed in love, the person that's doing the cursing is you. And this only applies for people that, like, if you speak negative, spells onto your love life. It's like, am I cursed? If you're cursed, it's you doing it. It's the words that you're speaking by saying that you're never going to find whatever type of love. It's you speaking that and thinking that and feeling that into existence, because that is how you manifest, with what you speak, what you think, and what you feel. And when you combine all of that together, you get exactly what you ask for. And I feel like this is all surrounding something from a past trauma way, way back. I even feel like this is even past, like, I'm hearing like, not, no, it's not that one. Like, it's not that, whatever relationship, like you're thinking of like some relationship where you experienced some type of heartache. It was before that even. For some of you guys, this has to do with childhood trauma. I'm hearing Stewie from In Living Color. Look what I can do. Where he's wanting his mom to just like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And usually the only way that we're like super needy, where we're saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, is when we feel like we're not being noticed, right? And for some of you guys that feel like I said, you feel like it was like your last relationship or a couple of relationships ago, this has nothing to do with that person. This is something that has to be healed within. That's why the messages repeatedly come out as, make sure that you're taking care of self, that you're loving on yourself. The journaling, the reframing your thoughts and your words. I'm hearing, I have the power. It's like the universe wants you to know that you have the power to turn whatever this is around. I'm hearing Beyonce. Crazy right now, your love's got me so crazy right now. Looking so crazy in love's got me looking at me, looking so crazy in love. So I'm going to say for some of you guys, this has something to do with healing something from a past, most likely from a parent or a parental figure. And you can take this or leave it, but if you are the type to be crazy in love, obsessed in love, desperate for love, needing love, that's why someone didn't love you properly, which in turn taught you to not love yourself properly. Okay, we're gonna move on to this other deck. So the advice is, I want to say know thyself, but this is almost like something with a rediscovery, with rediscovering yourself. And it's your choice with what you want to do. Yeah, we have horned cactus, resourcefulness. And right underneath it, we have diving into a task, deep diver. Someone is staying on this surface level when it comes to love and relationships. You're staying at a very surface level. So if you're not seeing change, if you're not feeling change, you're not You're not diving deep enough. You're not making the changes that you're needing to make. Yeah. We have compassion at the bottom, and then at the top, there's this overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. But it's kind of like you give all kinds of love and compassion and nurturing out to other people. But it starts with self. It starts with yourself. Adam Barber, you want to know how awesome you are? The only person that can answer that is you. A lot or more than a lot, that's not even a question. Like that shouldn't even be up for debate. It doesn't matter what I say. And I've said this on one of my previous channels where, you know, like my son, he used to always be told how cute he was. He was so cute. You're so cute, 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 cute. And one of my old wounds had to do with, you know, looks, you know, people always commenting on my looks, and a relative telling me that because I believed in myself like they told us to, that I was being conceited. And that was something where I kind of shut that down. So anyone would say, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And my response would be, well, you know, but my hair. Oh, well, you know, but my blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, you know, but my, and I would just kind of like, I couldn't stand people complimenting me about anything. Because when I was about 5, I was told that I was conceited. And I looked it up in the dictionary and I was like, well, that doesn't sound nice. As a kid, like we were taught, you know, like you're just kind of taught, especially in the church, about being humble and, you know, all of that good stuff, right? So I would shy away from that. And I remember my kid being told all the time how cute he is, because he absolutely is. Like there's no denying that. And I said, out of my own past wounding, I said, you know, you're all right. And my kid looks at me and he says, I'm better than all right. And that was like a wake-up call for me. Like I'm trying to do to my kid what people did to me by humbling me, right? And I told him, I said, I'm sorry, baby, you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. And any day I would prefer for my kid or just anyone to have an overwhelming amount of love and appreciation for themselves rather than someone who is going to devalue themselves. Because when people notice that you don't see your worth and your value, that's how they know they can take advantage of you, right? Like this person, right? Like I'm saying, okay, Adam Barber, I know that this person is all that, but if I see that you don't know it, then I already know I can take advantage of you, right? Some of you guys are not seeing, like some of you guys with this, like you're not accepting love the way that you should, because you don't see what other people see. You don't see what other people see. Like, what is there not to love? And I feel like for some of you guys, definitely, like if you feel like you're meeting people that are manipulators, that are manipulating you, and I picked this up in a reading before, I don't feel like they come in like intentionally doing it. But sometimes when you don't know your worth and your value, and we are in a society that loves to get things for cheap, if they can put in less work to get you, why not? Wow, herald of change. We have that horseman, herald of change. There's something in the way that you have to You have to change the way that you see yourself, the way that you think about yourself, the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you speak about yourself. Because with this transpersonal, right? And it says watchers, other people see this in you, but it's not enough for other people to see it in you. It's not enough. You have to see it for yourself. You have to see it. For some of you guys, this is a part of your contract. This is part of your lesson that you came here to learn. It's almost like I'm seeing, a lot of the times I see video games, right? Like I see, things that we experience is kind of like a video game, and it's like your higher self, like you come up and it's like, okay, tag me in. I'm going to go back in, right? And it's like, I know for a fact that no matter what is said or done to me, I'm always going to be loving on myself, right? And it's almost like a whole other group of people like, nope, because I can come in. They're contracted to do this. Like, you know what? I'm going to come in as your mom and I'm going to do this. I'm going to come in as your sister and I'm going to do that. I bet you won't make it. It's just kind of like, it's like a weird game. It's a weird game. I'm hearing undefeated. You are an undefeated champion at this, at something like this. No matter how hard it gets, you're an undefeated champion. You need to remember that. Yeah. We have moving out of stagnation with this dust devil. It's like some of you guys have forgotten yourselves just for a brief moment, but it's time to move out of that energy. And again, this is for people, this really feels like this has to do with love, with feeling like missing out or not getting what you deserve. At the bottom, we have the Eye of the Needle, intentionality. And we have a tidy house at the top, clarity and organization. So I'm going to say again, for those of you that are trying to manifest love into your life, and this doesn't even mean like it doesn't matter if you have a current partner or not, right? The rules are the same. The rules of engagement are the same. You have to make sure that you are speaking positivity over your love life. You have to do that. I'm being reminded of a reading where it was something about, but you guys have to, like, don't tell all of your business about your relationships. Don't talk about your relationships until you know that it is rock solid. Because just like you are speaking positivity in whatever this is that you want, some people, like, it's just, I'm hearing that's the way the cookie crumbles, but some people are going to wish and hope for you to get less than what you deserve. Is it fair? No, but it is what it is. You don't have control over what other people think, feel, say, or do. But what you think, feel, say, and do overrides what they're doing. The only way that they win is if they can get you in your head thinking, feeling, saying, doing negative things to yourself. That's the only way that they can win that. I'm still being guided to, I mean, yesterday I think I even said some of you guys need to start doing some research or looking into the law of attraction. Law of assumption. Law of assumption. Law of assumption and law of attraction. You guys need to look at both of those. Law of attraction, because some of you guys need to understand how it is that you attract things to you, including love, including money, right? Friends, how you attract things into you versus what it is that you can do or say that might repel it from you. And I'm just going to say, for some of you guys, you don't want to hear it, but that desperation, that repels. That repels energies from you. If you're desperate for a man, you're repelling the man. If you're desperate for a woman, you're repelling the woman. If you're desperate for money, you're repelling the money. It's a work in progress, you guys. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. That's fine. If you want to keep doing whatever's not working, that's fine. But if you're wanting to level up, you got to change some things about what you're saying, what you're thinking. Some of you guys are manifesting things into your life, whether you know it or not. And if you're not intentional about what you're saying, thinking, feeling, and doing, you're manifesting in things that you actually really don't want. So with this sky bridge, it says possibility for union, right? There is absolutely, for people thinking or wondering, like, will I find love or can I find love? Or, will I find the person of my dreams or reunite with the person that I feel like I'm meant to be with? Absolutely. Here's possibility of union, possibility for union, but you gotta let something go. You got to let something go. At the bottom, we have connectivity. You have to know that you're already, what you want is already there. It's already yours. But you just kind of have to trust. We have the courage to step into life. This is about find something better to do, right? Is there anything else with this? Hold on. Hold on, you guys. There's some messages in here. And then I'm going to, if you have questions after this, I will answer some questions. So you can start putting them in the chat box if you want. Remember, they're yes, no questions. But you can go ahead and start entering them into the chat box. Wow. The first one that I'm guided to with our blocks, it says make decisions based on reality. So I remember yesterday talking about sometimes how like we can invent whole stories about how people think or feel about us, and it's not even based in action, right? You're being guided, Cancer, to make sure that you're not living in your head, that you're not creating a fantasy world and a fantasy relationship. If people are not showing you, right, how they feel, And I'm not talking about, I know sometimes people talk about like, oh, you have this person and they feel you and they love you in the 5D and you see nothing in this actual world that we're in. Doesn't count. It doesn't matter. If they're not making moves right here, right now, doesn't matter. If they're not showing you that they're interested, that they care, that they love you, like all of this that you have going on in your head, it does not matter. Make your decisions. And I see your questions, you guys. I'm going to answer them in just a moment, okay? But make sure that you're making your decisions based on reality, right? When someone is showing you that they have certain feelings for you, then yeah, go ahead and show them attention as well. But if they're not, there is no, well, should I do this for this person? No, are they doing it for you? This goes back to, did you forget who you were? Did you forget that you're the gift? Seriously. Okay, let's see. I'm going to see how many we're going to. Okay. Yeah, it says your efforts will pay off soon. So for some of you guys, it may feel like when you're standing on business or, you know, it feels like you're not making any headway. It feels like, you're not getting closer to your goals, right? But sometimes things have to be cleared out of the way because they're in the way. Some of these energies are just in your way. They're just sitting there. They're not doing anything. They're not showing you love. They're not giving you time, attention, affection. They're just there, taking up space from someone else. Find balance. Harmony is your mantra. We've talked about this, you guys. If you're dealing with someone and they have you up in your head, they have you like feeling up and down, emotional, like your emotions up and down, that is not your person. It's not. It's not your person. I can tell you right now, if they have you going up and down, up and down, up and down, questioning yourself, doubting yourself, that's karmic. You don't need to pull a card. You don't need to ask another person. When someone always has you in your feels, and I'm not saying like, you can never be in your feels, but if this is like most of the time, majority of the time, this person has you going up and down, up and down, they're constantly triggering something in you, they're supposed to. That's what karmics do. And you're meant to learn the lesson. Thank them for their time and for the lesson and for the information, the knowledge that you're receiving. And you're meant to make the change and move on. That's what you're meant to do. If you're with a person that you just feel a sense of peace with them, and this isn't about running around telling people to be your peace. This is like naturally, majority of the time, like you are in a peaceful, I'm hearing homeostasis. If you're consistently at this peaceful state with this person, you're not in your head, you're not questioning yourself, you're not questioning the relationship, you're not questioning them and their intentions. That would be closer to your person. That would be more like your person. That is your person. I'm doing 3 more of the blocks and then I'm going to answer your questions. Yeah, for some, see, I mean, and that was kind of the confusion of this whole reading. Like it just threw me off. But notice it says right here, face, I don't even know how this looks for you guys. Face the pain in order to heal. Face the pain in order to heal. What was this reading about? It was about like there's just something off about like there was someone that hurt you, and I don't think that it's the current relationships. Like it might be deeper than that for some of you guys, but someone really I'm hearing take a licking and keep on ticking, right? So some of you guys were hit hard with some type of relationship. But again, you were going to take that licking, but you're meant to keep on ticking. You keep going. It doesn't stop you. It doesn't stop you from loving people ever again. It makes you more discerning to who you give your time and energy and attention to. But it doesn't stop your love. It doesn't stop that. It opens your eyes. I'm seeing some eyes like wide open. Like it opens your eyes to number one, what love really looks like and what it really feels like. And who really deserves the type of love that you bring. It's not for everybody. Yeah. This is, I mean, I kept trying to get I know for those of you, if you saw me at the beginning, like I was struggling, like, didn't want to call it. But yeah, this is all about a relationship with this relationship challenges. This is all about matters of the heart. But it's right beside where it says your efforts will pay off soon. Those challenges, it's kind of like they were meant to show you. I'm being reminded as a teacher, like sometimes you have your kids give you examples, and then sometimes you have them give you non-examples, right? So your relationships, it's like you had a sprinkling of examples of this is what love is, this is what it looks like, this is what it feels like, right? And you had some splashes of this is not what it looks like. This is not what it feels like. They were just challenges like that you're to overcome. Okay, we have one more block, you guys. I know, and then I'll move on to any questions that you have. I'm hearing make this about you. Make this year about you. Make this season of your life about you. Thank you, Anne. Make it about you. Oh, wow. And this is our final block. It says slow and steady success. Right here, we have your efforts will pay off soon. And we have slow and steady success. And I'm feeling guided to say, like, and I've talked about this, like, any relationship that's like that hot and heavy and all about passion and rushing in, I keep saying like the fools rush in, right? That's not, that's typically a clue as well that that's not really your forever person. This is more along the lines of slow and steady. That's what's going to win your race. This is about courtship. That card kept coming up in the Kipper deck about courtship. It's about enjoying the process of getting to know someone. Enjoying the process of just spending time. with someone. Just taking it slow. I'm being guided to say that doesn't mean like you are, you know, like with someone for like 10 years and holding out and waiting for them to marry you, or you're waiting 10 years to propose to someone. It's not, I don't mean that. I mean taking it slow as far as like, you know, don't date a person one, two, or three times and then say like, you know, yeah, this is my boo. This is my person. That's not courtship. I'm seeing a microwave. It's like, you're not a hot pocket. You're not a hot pocket, okay? Yeah, I'm hearing slow burn. It's like just a slow and steady burn, not just like that initial, you know, like just initially it just lights up because it's burning really fast. I'm seeing like a candle. There's something with a light, you know, that flame. It's like really big and it's burning really fast, but then it dies out fast as well. This is about something that is slow and steady. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what questions we have. I'm going to see if I can check from the phone. And if I miss you, just let me know. Okay, Adam Barber, we already said how awesome you are. You are much more awesome than I could ever say. MK. Okay, so this is so MK, my unbiased opinion, all Cancer women are loyal. Okay, that's biased, right? So let me go ahead and let me ask your question, and then we'll see if we need to pull a card, okay? So I'm going to start with that. So this is MK. Oh, wow. Okay. So that answer was a no. Let me see what card I need to pull from this deck. Okay. I'm going to pull a card for you, MK. Let me move some of this junk out of the way. And I'm going to give the disclaimer, you guys, like with yes, no, sometimes it can be a little finicky because you have to be very specific with what you're asking. So like, for example, someone asked about their person and it was like, you know, it could be like, for example, you might mean like, is my person, like if you ask me like, is my person cheating? And the answer comes back, yes. Well, it doesn't mean that they're having sex with another person. It could mean like emotionally, like they're doing an emotional affair, right? Because that's still cheating. Okay, so let me see, MK, what card comes out for you. I'm going to ask. Okay, so first, before this card even popped out, MK, I have a, I feel like I have to ask, like, have you guys actually sat down and had like the talk as it relates to like we're exclusive, or like talking about what it means, like what exclusive means to you, and her saying this is what exclusive means to me, and yes, I agree that we're going to be exclusive. Like, I'm feeling guided to ask you that, because sometimes, and this doesn't mean that this is you, but I've noticed a trend where people feel like if you just go on a certain amount of dates, or you talk on the phone for a certain amount of time, or like, I don't know, like, that it's okay to move forward and assume, to make assumptions, right? Like, because we talk, because we do some dirty dancing, like, I'm gonna assume that this is my person, and that we're on the same page. And people avoid actually sitting down and having the conversation. You have to actually have the conversation. If you didn't have a conversation, technically, right? Like, you're feeling like someone should be loyal. And I'm not saying this is you, but you feel like someone should be loyal to you, but loyal to you, why? You haven't established that you're in a relationship. You haven't established exclusivity. Like, is my person cheating? But not once. Like, yeah, you may be going out. You could be like, hanging out on a regular basis. You could be, having some sex, right? Having some fun. And you never had a conversation that you're in a relationship. And to this person, like, they feel like they're free to see other people. And you're feeling like, no, you're my person. Which one of you is right and which one of you is wrong? If you didn't have the conversation, right? So for you, it says we didn't talk like that, and we are married. People say that like we're married, but you still didn't have a conversation. Like, people, you need to talk about what your expectations are in a relationship. Like, what are your deal breakers? Like, because you can assume, like, I personally would make the assumption, like, there's monogamy, right? But some people don't, everyone doesn't think that way. Especially if you guys started out dating like a certain type of way, where there was a little dibbling and dabbling here and there. Like, you still think it's okay to dibble and dabble. And I'm going to say this, like, I've said it before, but I'm a strong believer in actual sitting down, having conversations about expectations, right? So that everyone is crystal clear. This is what I will accept. This is what I will not accept. I believe in relationship agreements, especially before you actually get married, or before you, like, solidify a relationship. Because a lot of the times we just assume that people know better. We assume that people know better. But there's something about the card that came out, is something about groupthink. I really feel like whatever this is, you guys need to sit down and have like a meeting of the minds, is what I'm getting. Like, sit down and have conversations. And I'm going to say, like, I'm going to ask some follow-up questions for you. Is this person having sex with other people? Is this person having... I mean, this really feels like somebody reaching out to other people emotionally. Because, like I said, there's a such thing as emotional, like you forming emotional bonds and ties to people. And it's like if someone feel like if you guys are not bonded in that way, because like for example, if you guys are not comfortable enough with actually going to one another and having conversations to say, hey, this is what I'm kind of feeling, let me know, am I wrong with thinking this, right? Because the first person that you should be talking to about your concerns would be her. So there has to be some type of emotional disconnect, and you guys are going to have to come together and have some type of talk and be on the same page and the same accord. And I would say, like, if you have a sit down moment with your person, I mean, like you guys need to sit down and even talk about, like, is it okay to talk to people of, the opposite sex, or, it doesn't matter for some people, the same sex, but is it okay to talk to and make these types of friends and have these types of conversations, right? Are you okay with someone, with your significant other, getting emotional support from outside of your marriage? That's something that you have to talk about. And if it's not something that you're open to, whatever that void is, you have to commit yourself to filling it. Like if there's some disconnect, there is no reason, I'm sorry, you guys, but there's no reason that you should feel afraid or ashamed or any type of doubt or fear when it comes to talking to your person that you're in a long-term committed relationship with. I really don't feel like, even if you're not, like, speak up for yourself. Okay, but why, like, what makes you think that she has someone else would be the question. There has to be something to make you think that or to make you feel that. And like I said, this is about like having a sit down conversation, because again, like, I can assume, right? That that if you talking to other people, right? Just talking, I'm not talking about sex, just having, conversations, intimate conversations. And I don't mean phone sex, I mean just like getting your emotional fix off of someone else. I can say that I think you should know better. But if we haven't had that conversation, I may think it's okay. I may think it's not cheating. I may say, like, no, I don't have anyone else. Yes, I'm being loyal. And in my mind, right? Or if that's you, like in your mind, you're telling the truth. You have to have actual conversations. So yes, there was what, like, did you is there a reason why you think? Like, why are you having to ask? Like, why are you thinking that she's with someone else? And the other part of that was like, you also, part of the reading, I don't know if you got to see it, but part of the reason the reading had to do with, for some of us, there's something that we have to heal within ourselves. So whatever it is, like whatever reasons that you are feeling like, hey, I feel like you're doing this, or I'm getting this, this type of feeling, like you have to be specific as to why, and you have to be specific as to what it is that you want to know. And honestly, If she's telling you no and you don't have any proof, one of the things that one of the blocks that we had, it was about, you're making your decisions based on reality. So what you have actually seen, and you have to kind of go from there. But if you're steady thinking that something's going on, like, I don't know, there's something else that, like, you guys are not, like, you're not digging deep enough in your conversation. Like there's some lack of specificity or something. But that's what's going to, like with this at the bottom was new beginnings. So I said, like, yeah, you guys are going to have this coming, this conversation to make sure you're on the same page, on one accord. And that's what's going to make the difference. Yeah. Right, but okay, yes, cheating in marriage, what? Like, you asked her if she was cheating in the marriage? Because what I'm saying is, like, you have to define what cheating is. Okay, Harry. Do you have a question? Don't come in here bashing cancers. Okay. Jamie, if you're still here, I'm going to answer your question. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's good, MK. Okay, Jamie, it says, will he reach out to me? Okay, for Jamie, the answer is yes, if you're still here. Yeah, that's weird. I just shuffled this deck and the same thing came out, Jamie, because the answer was yes, but this same card that came out for the other person with this group think. So for some of you guys, and this is Jamie, make sure that, like, you guys are having conversations. Because when I get asked questions like that, like, will he call me or will he reach out or whatever, like, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't this person reach out to you? Why are you wondering that? Are you guys not having actual, conversations with one another? Have you guys not had conversations or discussions about how you feel? Okay. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make the disclaimer. This is my opinion. This doesn't have anything to do with the cards. But if he ghosted you, let him stay gone. So I get the feeling that, yes, this person is going to contact you, but this is about making sure that you are putting yourself first. If this person ghosted you, like, I'm sorry, but when people just kind of ghost you and they don't have the human decency, right, to have a conversation with you and say, you know what, like I need some space, or I need some time, or this isn't working out, or you know, like, hey, I have some things going on in my family right now, right? If they don't have that common courtesy and that common decency, they don't deserve you. Stop letting people come back that ghost you. Stop thinking about those people. They're beneath you. I keep hearing, like, let the dead bury the dead. If he wants to be a ghost, let him be a ghost. Let him stay a ghost. And you know, like, but if you're wanting them to start contacting you, just make sure you don't contact them. Don't send them a message. Don't do anything. Don't respond, you know, like, don't respond for a while or something. Or, you know, I don't know, look like you're with someone else and they'll probably come running back. But do you want them? Is the question. If they'll do it once, like, they'll do it again. Typically, men that are really interested in you, like a masculine energy, if you're the feminine and this person is the masculine energy, they're going to come pursuing you if they really, really want you. If they don't want you, those are the ones that kind of ghost you. Like, yeah, they'll take you, they'll use you. But when men want you, they're pursuing you. They're not going to leave questions and doubts. You're not going to have to wonder how that person feels about you if they want you. So, like, yeah, you want them, but I'm going to challenge you. Why? Why do you want them? Why do you want them? That's the question. Why do you want him? Someone that is okay. Like, you can't say that because they're a great communicator. I know that one's a no, because they ghosted you. They didn't communicate, you know, why they had to disappear or why they had to, you know, whatever. But, and that's what that was part of this reading. That person's not going to have you wondering or guessing. Especially masculines, especially men, they do not leave you to wonder. They don't. Not when they want you. They will not leave you to wonder. What does that have to do with anything? You guys, like, I know, like, I hear the things too, and there is some truth to it. Like, you know, we're talking about Mercury retrograde. There's probably like, I don't know, there's several people that, you know, maybe I talked to them in the past and they didn't work out. So, you know, here they come running back like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, how are you doing? Hey, can we talk? No, 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 we can't. That's what Mercury retrograde may do. Like, those people, they'll try to come running back because Mercury retrograde is about a test. It's testing to see, are you going to fold? Did you learn your lesson from that person from the last time? That's what Mercury retrograde is about. It doesn't make people leave that want you. This person didn't say, you know what, I feel like Mercury retrograde, so I'm going to ghost this person. That's not what happens. Mm-mm. And and you also have to answer the question, Jamie, are you okay with someone, number one, ghosting you, right? Even if they did need more time, and then putting you basically on back order for when they're ready. No. Yeah, it's not okay. Harry, why did you have to write a Dear Darla letter? I'm a Cancer too, and in one relationship from last 5 years. Yeah. She's not trustworthy. Okay. So, Maddie, I see yours and you know I'm going to answer it, but you also know, like, if you're here, this is going to come with a lecture. Right? Because number one, you're in no contact for 1 month. And I don't know the specifics of that, right? But why are you in no contact? And if you feel that this person is not trustworthy, I want you to answer that question. Should you move on, or should you stick it out, wait around for someone that you're not talking to anyway? But do you want to talk to someone that you don't trust? Ab- Mm-mm. Next. Next. I don't know. Like, I think that I'm just kind of being guided to say, like, I know I hear people talk about, oh, there's no good men, there's no good women. There are, they're everywhere. But sometimes, you guys, when you listen to certain people, you let that get into your head. And it's like, hanging on to people that are not worth your time because there is a sense of lack, because people are talking about there are no good men and there are no good women. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They are literally everywhere. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the question. I'm going to ask the question and then give you the answer. But typically, you want to go with your first instinct. If you're feeling something's off, usually it's because there is something off. But I'm going to go ahead and ask the question because I also, acknowledge that sometimes what's off is, like we're afraid, like we were hurt in the past. And so we don't trust anybody, right? Like we're looking at everybody like, can I trust you? So sometimes it's just like we feel a little bit fearful to step out on a limb or to take a risk on relationships. So sometimes it is hard to tell. But I feel like, typically people, they don't give you doubts, right? So let me see if this person is, let me look at all, wait, should I move on? And okay. Okay, so the answer is yes, and I'm going to pull a card. Yes, you should move on. But, and I'm also wanting to say that if you're in no contact, you don't have a relationship. You're not in a relationship. If you can go a whole month without being in contact with your person and you actually have access to, technology in ways that you can communicate, you know what I mean? Like even before phones, people were writing letters. So like there's no reason, there's no excuse to be no contact. And if you're no contact, you're not in a relationship. You're in a situationship. Okay, so Maddie, what was your question? Should you move on? My answer that I gave you was yes. And I'm telling you, like, okay, let me pull a card. And this is your card. Movement toward adventure. Move on. I'm pretty sure I've told you before there's something better waiting for you. I mean, like, so is this just like well, I don't want to call it that, but like you're not contacting her because she's not contacting you? Is that what it is? Um, like, are you trying to, you know, like show her, like prove something to someone by not contacting her? Okay, so you might like if your person is more feminine, then she probably that's probably I'm gonna be honest, like I don't I don't reach out and contact people. So there's my yeah, I don't either. I don't do that. Like not with relationships. I don't contact. I don't call people. Um like it's really rare for me to just reach out and call and text. And it's not about for me, I can't speak for your person, but for me it's not like about ego. It's just I just don't. Like I've never really had to. And so if you're with someone who typically doesn't have to usually initiate phone calls, that might be something that they're not used to. Uh-huh, go ahead. And let me see if I'm missing any other questions. Hi, Jojo. Do you have a question? Yes, you can. Okay, let me answer Jojo's question and then I'm gonna look at what you have, Maddie. Okay, Jojo, I'm getting a yes. Let me see if I need to pull any cards. Yeah, the answer is yes. So that's just what it is. It says, you know, I'm being guided that no, I don't need to pull any cards. But the answer is yes for you, Jojo. Okay, Maddie, she's 8 years younger. I've pampered her a lot in the past. She's divorced twice, has a child. What I mean, but what does that have to do with anything? You pampered her a lot in the past, but you don't pamper her anymore. Did you stop pampering her? You're welcome, Jojo. And if you stopped, then the question will be why. Right. Because for me personally, like if you're giving, right? You come in, you're a generous person, you're giving, pampering, spoiling, all of that, and then you stop. I'm going to think that there's something wrong, like something's going on, like maybe you are pampering and spoiling someone else. Okay, what's your question, Michael? Thank you, Jamie. Hi, Pretty in Pink. Thank you for subbing. And we're doing free yes, no in reading. So if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat box, okay? Maddie, feel free. You guys, some of your questions, it's like, I'm telling you, like in our Level Up Your Life series, a lot comes out about you guys need to speak up. You need to ask people questions. You need to speak up for yourself, because these are definitely, some of these are questions that you should not be embarrassed. Like you should feel confident in asking people. And some things you just need to know. This is about knowing who you are, loving and accepting yourself, and not needing validation from other people. Okay, so did Jay know that it was you? Okay, the answer is yes. And the answer is yes. Let me see if I need to pull a card. Like, and I've said this before, you guys, like, don't, like, why, like, you should just know that you look good. You know if you look good or not. And it doesn't matter, like, what somebody else thinks or whatever. Like, if you know that you look good, like, you just exude that confidence, like, other people are going to naturally think that you look good anyway. Okay. Yeah, so that's your answer, Pretty in Pink. Okay, Michael. Okay, you're Gemini. You stopped communication. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, like, I feel like I'm having to lecture lots of people, you guys. Michael, why did you stop communication? And why are you not able to just ask her? What are you afraid of? You're welcome, Pretty in Pink. Let me ask the question. You're like, what are you afraid of? I feel anxiety. But if she's married, why do you? Well, yeah, probably because she's married, right? Who's telling you, or what's making you think that you don't deserve someone who's not married? Why would you settle for someone who isn't being committed in their own marriage right now? Why would you settle for something like that? No offense to her. And I think that, like, you know, for people that have been asking about their partners, like if they're cheating or whatever, like this is an example of, like, so this person was probably having an emotional affair, right? You're talking for 4 years to a married woman. This is, you know, communicating. That's an emotional affair. She probably got caught. How she feels in her marriage is her business. It's her marriage. It's not your marriage. If she wants to be unhappily married, that's her business. That's a choice that she made. Everybody like has a choice. Like she can choose to stay in her marriage unhappily. She can choose to stay in her marriage and fix it and be happy, or she has the choice to leave the marriage and pursue happiness elsewhere. Nobody's forcing her to stay in her marriage. Don't listen to people when they give you those excuses. She's married because she wants to be married. That tells you, okay, so let's think about it, Michael, right? Imagine you get this girl that you want, right? And what's the saying? The way that you get them is, like the way that you get them, that's how you're going to lose them. So even if this person decides to leave her marriage, come and commit to you, most likely she's going to find someone else and pretend like she's single with them, right? Like, is that what you want? Is that what you deserve? Out of all the beautiful women in the world, you have to settle for this one married woman? Well, you respect her choice because you don't have a choice in it. It's she can do whatever she wants, right? We don't have control over other people. I'm not really even concerned with that. I'm concerned with why you are okay for settling for breadcrumbs. Even if she starts communicating with you again, why is that acceptable for you to accept breadcrumbs from someone? Why can't you have the whole cake? Why you got to have breadcrumbs? Why can't you have the whole loaf? Don't you deserve that? Okay, let me stop lecturing you, Michael. Let me ask the question, okay? Let me find the question again. Okay, so does she miss you? Okay, so I'm clairaudient, and what I heard was user and abuser. It feels like this person gets their, I'm hearing they get their rocks off on using people and abusing people. Using you, abusing their spouse, abusing her husband. It's like I'm hearing someone in the background like bragging about what they do. Like, like in an argument where you throw out, like, that's why I blah, 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 blah. Someone gets off on that. I'm hearing something about act right. I'm hearing something about putting them in their place. This is some type of tactic that's used to put her husband in his place. I'm hearing I got options. This person, this is a game. This person doesn't have intentions of leaving their husband. The only way that they're going to divorce is when this husband has had enough. When he's had enough, when he's learned his lesson. I'm hearing that Fire and Desire song, love them and leave them. That's what I used to do. Use and abuse them. It was my claim to fame. She gets off on it. It makes her feel sexy, in control, powerful. I'm hearing casualty of war. You're a casualty. I'm hearing it happens. I feel smug. This person feels smug about it. It happens. I'm hearing someone justifying their actions. He likes it anyway. This is a kink, a fetish almost. There's something hypersexual about this person. I'm seeing all kinds of like, I can't even say what I'm seeing. It's explicit. Yeah. This person doesn't, that they don't want to get out of my energy. Hold on. Like, I'm seeing someone, it's like they play things back in their mind and they get off on it. On your hurt, beg. Yeah. That's very interesting, Michael, because part of the reading that we talked about, it's about obsessive behavior. Some of you guys being very obsessive when it comes to love and relationships. I'm hearing, oh, what a troubled web we weave when we conspire to deceive. That's awesome. It's awesome that you're writing songs. I strongly recommend, Michael, that you go back to the beginning of this reading. One other thing that it said was about making decisions based off of reality. So then why isn't she with you? Why would she cast it all away? Because she's married, because she wants her marriage. Will she ever talk to you again? I'm hearing maybe, if it suits her, if it benefits her. I'm hearing you're a pawn. And I'm hearing the song and you don't even know it. Okay, I'm going to go back to, so because for some of you guys, you cannot be watching my readings if you think that that is, like, I wouldn't accept that behavior in a friend. I wouldn't accept that behavior in with a relationship. I'm not going to accept that behavior with a friend. If that's your behavior, you're not my friend. What makes her your friend? What makes the relationship magical aside from sex? I'm going to share with you that, Michael, thank you. Yes, I know, Maddie. Thank you. I'm going to share with you that I know sometimes people kind of make the assumption that, oh, well, she doesn't understand. She hasn't, she's never lived this, or, whatever. I've been married. I was married to my childhood sweetheart. We were married for 15 years. We were together. If you add up all of our years for our lives, that was about 20 years. And being married and with my husband at the time, do you know how many times I cheated? 0. Do you know how many times I looked at other men or thought about cheating or wanted to cheat? 0. Do you think that I got hit on by other men on a regular basis? Absolutely. Absolutely, I did. I can tell you about a time where I got my first job as a school principal, and people were like calling me, like, hey, I went to school with you. And they're talking to my secretary, trying to get an opportunity to talk to me, knowing that I was a married woman. And do you know what I had my secretary do with those messages, trash them. When you are truly in love with a person, I don't care what anybody else says, you're not going to dip into somebody else's pool. If she loved you, she would be with you. If she loves her husband, she's going to be with her husband. If she loves you, she's faithful to you and only you. If she loves her husband, she's faithful to her husband and only her husband. And those things, you guys, with all of this, like we are magical together. Those are things that are, I'm going to tell you right now, it's irrelevant. If that magical feeling and that loving feeling is not leading to what you want, as in a committed relationship with that person, it's moot. It does. Sorry, I got all kinds of messages popping up. It doesn't matter. And with you focusing on this one person, you can't, it doesn't matter if you tell her, you can't tell her to leave anybody. She is a full grown woman. You don't need to tell her to leave. If she wanted to leave, she would have left. Do you really think that this grown adult woman does not know that if she's unhappy, she has the right to leave? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that it takes you telling her, hey, leave him, for her to know that she could leave her husband? What difference does it make if there's a problem in her situation? What is that? What's it to you? What is that your business? What does that change things? Love is not a feeling. Love is a choice. Love would be actions. They're not words. What is she showing you? Be honest with yourself. What is she showing you? It doesn't matter if you tell her or if you don't tell her. She is an adult woman. She knows what she wants. She knows how to get what she wants, right? So she already knows if she wants you, she can have you. She's made her choice. And if she chose you, I'm still extremely concerned with why you would settle for that. Me da asco. Like that is literally, that would disgust me for someone to come to me as their second choice. Go ahead, Maddie. I didn't see anything else from you, Maddie. Let me see if I can find it. Love is blind. In the same boat. Why indeed? With her mother and son. Okay, I'm I mean, but 5 days is hardly 5 days is like a mini vacation. I mean, that's like a vacation. That's not like you can leave your son with your mom for 5 days. Like that's not, people do it all the time. So it's not like that's not a major, you're welcome, Michael. That's not a major, like, oh, she left all her responsibilities behind. She left her son with her mom. That's a vacation. And if she's the primary caregiver of her son, that was, I'm telling you, that was a vacation. That was are you, like, but you haven't spoken to her in a month, right? No. Like how long ago did that happen, Maddie? Because COVID-19, that sounds, I mean, you talking about in 2019, 2020, and we're in 2024? Michael, it doesn't matter if you like once you knew, um, I'm just gonna tell you this is my perspective, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like, I am a free will type of person, right? So when you found out that she was married, right? If her husband also knew about you and you proceeded in a relationship and getting to know her or whatever, fine, whatever. Everyone's an adult consenting, all of that. But why would you think it's okay to continue like basically a secret relationship? Why are you settling for that? I mean, I keep asking you the same thing over and over, and you're not answering that. Why are you settling? Why is that okay with you? Okay, so that was in 2021, Maddie, and you are no longer talking. Like that's a whole lot. Like you can't live like 2021, we're in 2024. What has happened for 2023 and 2024? What's happened since then? Like after those 5 days that she spent with you, like let's keep our eyes focused on like the right now. What's going on right now? You're not making your decision based off of 2021. I mean, that's like me. I'm sorry, but like in elementary school, this one boy wrote me a letter and said that he loves me and do I love him and check yes or no. Should I wait for him? Like what? That's the past. What's going on right now? What is your present? What is your reality? It doesn't mean that like you can't be with this person eventually. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna like I'm not here to, tell you what you should do. Like everyone has free will. You do whatever it is that you feel is best for you. But what I'm saying is like right now, I would not be focused on someone who is not showing that they care about me whatsoever. Where do they do that? Mm-hmm. But let's keep it to present. Let's keep it to right now. We're not living in 2021, Maddie. If anyone else has any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Otherwise, after this, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Why, see, that's like, why is everything about what she's doing? She stood for you when? And how is she standing for you everywhere? How? And I'm not talking about 2021 when about COVID for 5 days. What is she doing right now to show you that she stands for you? Okay, so you can only live right now. You're not living in your past. The past is over. Past doesn't even exist. It's over. It's done with. What about right now? If you can't say that she's, standing with you, standing for you, she's not showing you anything right now, then you already know your answer. Okay, Miss Bantu, awesome. Okay, let me ask the question. Okay, Miss Bantu, I'm going to tell you, like, while I was trying to ask the question, what I kept hearing, there was something about, oh, there were three things I'm only remembering. I heard budget, I heard plan. There was something else along those lines. So there's something, it's like, let me ask another question for you. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I remember what else it was. It was something about get it together is what I heard. So I feel like you're being guided automatically to make sure that you're putting, like, that you have your ducks in a row or something. Like, I'm hearing pen to paper, like there's some type of plan, like you need to have some certain things planned out and budgeted out. And not just for the getting of your house, like not just like buying your house, but there's something also to do with like the expenses. Like, I'm feeling like you need to also do some research on like the additional expenses, like for when you actually get your house. There's something else to do with that. Okay. And what I'm getting is like, it's not, I asked days, weeks, months, years. That's one of the questions that I asked. And so it was years. And I asked how many years, and I'm getting within 2. So, I mean, technically, it could be like not maybe at your 1 year mark, but maybe it could be like 1.5 year, or like 1 year and 3, like it could be something like that, but it's before 2 years. So it's more than one, but I feel like it's less than 2 years is when you're going to get it. For some reason, I heard something about um decoration or something. So I don't know. I don't know even if part of it is like not necessarily because you can't get a house, but like once you start looking or something, like I'm getting a feeling of like you finding the one or something, like, like the one, but this is like with a house. There's something to do with that. Like I'm hearing there's no place like home. So it could be more with that planning and budgeting and stuff. It's not for the actual house. It has something to do with you know, how you have your home set up and picking like the perfect house that you like. There's something to do with like how you want to have it set up or decorated. It's something to do with that. So it's not like, you know, because you can't afford, like you broke down and can't afford it. It's something about you finding the perfect place for you. So yeah. And I'm hearing, like just take your time. This is about you finding your like just home, your home. Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Bantu. Oh, Maddie, she's struggling for her career and responsibilities. I'm still not getting, what does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with anything? Okay, what do you mean? What do you need to do to find your passion? Like what is your happy place? Like what do you love doing? Hearing something about observe. Dark Fairy Tarot, I'm hearing something about observe. Thank you, Miss Bantu. Thank you. Okay, Dark Fairy Tarot, you don't know anymore and feeling lost trying to find work. Okay, I feel really nervous. I feel queasy. I feel like, okay, this is TMI, but like, I just call them bubble guts. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, there's this nervousness, right? And it feels like, and I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to do the cards for you, but I feel like you already know. I feel like you're nervous about making a decision to like jump in or like be all in with whatever your passion really is. I feel like you're looking at jobs or looking for jobs that I'm hearing for the love of money, but it's not about the money. It's about, we need money to eat, right? So it's kind of like you're feeling, I don't want to say, I don't, it's like, I don't want to say those words. It's like disappointed or so with something that you're passionate about, because maybe it's not bringing in like as much money as you deserve. Like you're not seeing what you deserve like right in this moment. And really, I don't, what you need, what you feel like you need, because we gotta, I mean, you gotta have money to eat and survive, right? But I'm really getting that it's just more frustration with feeling like you should be further ahead with something. These jobs that you're applying for, do you really want them? Good night, Anika. Thank you. Do you want these jobs that you're applying to? Mm-hmm. Okay. What is it? I'm getting the sense of like, mm-hmm. Sorry, I got a message that popped up on my screen. I feel like on one end, you have to do what you have to do, right? So I don't know if there's anything that you can do that is just the lowest effort or low energy, like that you can just like, you just know how to do it. So maybe, like, but something that's still going to bring in enough money, to where you're comfortable, you're good, but not so comfortable. I don't know if you're going to like this, but not so comfortable to the point to where you're going to settle in and not pursue your goals, right? I'm being reminded of, and I can share this with you. So I already knew, like, my education, my background is in education. I've worked in education. I've been a teacher, Spanish teacher. I've been a principal, and I left, but I'm used to a certain standard of living, right? And not having that standard of living, especially after going through a divorce, it's like, got to make that money, man. Like, like you get into that energy. And I knew the Most High told me, no, that's not for you. That job is not for you. It's like, well, but I still, telling I still got to eat. I still have to do this. I still have to do that. And when I went back, it was the worst experience possible. Anytime I go into a 9 to 5, I feel like I would rather have all of my teeth pulled out of my mouth with no medication, because that's a part of my past. And sometimes when I, start looking at jobs or looking for like those types of jobs, it's when I'm starting to feel some type of lack or some type of fear. And I don't even look at like other alternatives around me. So you may have to work while you're doing whatever this is that you're trying to build up. I'm kind of hearing something about there's something that you need to do. Like if you already have something, you need to go hard in the paint, is what I'm hearing. You need to go hard in the paint. And it's kind of like, like, your situation. So you kind of take it with a, like, fix it for you. But like if you even have just a couple of months to go hard on whatever this project is, or whatever you need, and like truly believing in what you're doing, but actually giving it your all, not half-assing, is what I'm hearing. Then I feel like you'll start to see the results that you're hoping for. Because I feel like something, I know I talk a lot with our collective about distractions, And a lot of the times the distractions come in the form of not just people, but sometimes their jobs. So let me ask, I asked if you need to go back to bartending, and what I heard was the answer was no. I heard something about low vibrational. So I don't know if there's something about that environment that it lowers your vibration to where you're not able to focus on what you need to focus on. Yeah. I can imagine. Sorry. I can imagine that it takes a lot of energy because it's almost like being a therapist a lot of the times as well. And I'm hearing it's another sad love song. Like it feels like people just pulling on your energy to where you're so drained that you don't have any left to work on what it is that, you really want to work on. If there are any alternatives to where you don't have to go back to work for, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'm kind of being even guided to like, are you even able to sit out for 10 days to work on something? There's something about 10 days. I don't know if something is going to come in, whether this is an idea or some type of money or like some type of guidance as to like how you can make it work. Yeah, I bet they don't. I don't know what this 10 days is about. Let me see. Okay, I'm being guided to a different deck. I'm hearing the song. I'm thinking of a master plan. I don't even know how old that is or who sings it or what, but I think there's something about you working on something coming in 10 days. Thinking of a master plan. It's like you're going to figure out a way to work this out somehow. Earlier, I heard something about work from home, so I don't know if that's something that you're able to do. It's personally, I'm not like, I have ADHD and like that work from home stuff. Sometimes I mean, I do some of it and it pays, really good, and you don't have to leave your house and pay for gas and all that stuff. But you have to know your personality and if you're able to just kind of sit there and focus on it. But of course, like when you got to do what you got to do, it's amazing what you can do. But it's like, but making sure that you're not giving so much of your energy away to where you can't focus on what you need to do. Okay. But yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, this is something about like, look, we have that chop wood about routine. Like I'm being guided, like there's something about you sitting something out, like doing like for 10 days, like give us 10 days. And what did I say? I heard like I'm thinking of a master plan. We have building blocks at the bottom. This is like you might be able to get something together that's going to work for you and work for your situation, work for your kids. You know what I mean? And especially if they're all school age, if they all go to school, then you can get some work done like while they're gone, you know, so you're not being interrupted or anything like that. And at the top, we have by the book. Exchanging gifts. I feel like something's gonna, I can't tell you what it is. Let me ask, because they'll tell me if, okay. Because I was wondering, like, well, why can't I just, you know, why is it not coming to me like exactly what it is that you're supposed to do? This is something that you are being guided to do. There's something about you sitting, like, just something. I'm hearing marinate on it or something. Like, there's something for these 10 days, okay? And see what comes out for you. Maddie, what did you need a card drawn for? What was the question? Jamie, go ahead. What's your question? Thank you, Dark Fairy Tarot. I'm glad to hear that. And let me know, like, you know, what comes up. Is it about relationship? Is it work, like guidance on what? Just a general? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And good luck with everything. You got this. I'm hearing, do you believe in miracles? Something like that. So, okay. So with general, it's just like whatever comes out, we'll see and how it applies. Okay, Maddie? Let me see if this is the right deck. No, I'm being guided to the blind spot for you. Okay, so let me pull this card for you, Maddie. Okay, two popped out, but I'm only taking one. One was on my arm. No, those are not for you. Okay. Just one card. Okay, there we go. Okay, so your card is 73. And let's see what this is. This is your something that you need to know. Okay, so your card 73 is Shapeshifter. And it says, for this one, you want the truth of yourself and potentially the truth of the situation at hand to exist in your own blind spot and or other people's blind spots permanently. You don't want the truth to be seen by you or them. You could consider this to be the master of blind spots Because even if you're consulting this deck, the truth is you want to maintain blind spots in yourself and or others. Okay, sorry, that went out. It says, the truth is you want to maintain blind spots in yourself and or others. You may say you want to see yourself and you want to be seen by others, but the part that is currently in control of your thoughts, words, and actions does not want either. Your motive for using this is not to see the truth in the situation and not to see the truth of yourself. You're so used to being able to get yourself and other people to focus on whatever you want for yourself and them to focus on instead of whatever you don't want yourself or them to see and focus on. And you are hoping for this to fall into, yeah. So let me tell you what I'm getting from this. It says your hope would act as a diversion for what you don't want to focus on about yourself, or that you would get people to focus on about your blind spots. You feel it's in your best interest to have others focusing on their shortcomings, blind spots, ignorance, and problems instead of yours. Think back to the character Mystique in X-Men, the power and level of safety this character holds. So let me just tell you what this is, honestly. And because it's asking, what don't you want others to see? Why are you so terrified of the truth? What truth are you terrified of? What are you most afraid of being true about you? What are you the most afraid of others seeing as the truth? So this is about basically you are trying to avoid a much deeper issue, right? So one of the things that I was going to tell you earlier, you were saying, oh, but this, oh, but she that. And I remember asking you, like, what does that have to do with anything? Because it's like you keep wanting to go back to what someone else is doing, or it's like, I'm just going to, okay, let me just say it. You're making excuses for something that you don't want to acknowledge. You're making excuses for something that you don't want to see. You are making excuses when you actually, you know what the truth is deep down, but you want to continue to try to pretend like you don't. So I'm going to say, like, like talking about, like with this person specifically that you keep asking about, like I've already told you the answer is move on, right? And instead of like, yes, I need to move on, we're still, saying, but what about this scenario? And what about if I add this little pinch of salt here about like, but what did you know this? Like she stayed with me for 5 days. Did you know that this happened? Right? It doesn't change the answer. It doesn't change that she's not calling. It doesn't change that you guys are not together. All of that is skirting around the issue. You're trying to avoid a reality. That's the most, so the card that comes out is the most pressing matter that you need to address, that you need to work on. Because those are things that they don't just affect you like in your relationship. That's something that would affect you in multiple areas of your life, like wanting to avoid a truth. Yeah, you don't need to fear reality. Like, why would you? So, okay, so that's just a general, Jamie. That just means that whatever comes out is like, what is the most pressing thing that you need to know? Okay, and I'm going to see what deck. Yeah, but Maddie, I've been telling you that repeatedly. Right? Focus on yourself. Stop worrying about what someone else is doing. And you saw, like, you've been here since the beginning of the reading. It said make your decisions based off of what? Make your decisions based off of reality, not based off of like what I've kind of made up, right? Okay, so let me see what card is for Jamie. What deck? What deck? Okay, so it's this one is the deck that I'm being guided to for you. You guys, anytime that we focus too much on what other people are saying or doing or thinking or feeling, right? We're like, that's time that you're not focusing on you. And I think, let me see. I have like 18% on this phone. So Jamie, what does Jamie need? Okay, Jamie, what you need to know is you have Phoenix. How's that for happily ever after? As well as Sword, make the change. At the bottom, you have Throne. Your potential is endless. This looks familiar. And Lavender, surround yourself with love. That's what came out for you. It's like you have the ability to rewrite some type of story, to make some type of change, to really, it's like I'm being drawn to, there's something about this page, you know, like there's a story that's already been written or already been started, and this blank page, like you get to determine how you finish this up. That's you have the power and authority to do that. But there are, like, you have to own that, own those changes. I'm hearing something about radical change. I don't know if you were thinking about making some type of radical change. Maybe even in your appearance, maybe there was something you were wanting to change. But it's more than that. It's like it's, you know, I'm hearing something about it being like the tip of the iceberg. I'm hearing something about one small step for mankind or something. You remember with them on the moon? It's like that one change, like once you start making, you know, like taking the leap and making this, like you make that first change, it's like you're going to feel like you're going to be more apt to taking greater risks and reap even greater rewards, is what I'm getting. Like, don't stop. And whatever this is that you're wanting to do, I'm hearing for you to ask yourself, is this in my highest and greatest good? Is this for my highest and greatest good? And the key word is my. This is not about anyone else. This is not about compromising for other people. This is about you first and foremost. Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. Maddie, if you don't journal, you need to do that. You need to start journaling. You need to journal. I'm also being guided to tell you, Maddie, you need to start journaling. And I'm being reminded, like for me, like sometimes when I journal, it's just to get thoughts out, you know. And I don't really go back and read them, but there are some things that like you need to, oh good. I'm getting the sense of like you need to write some things down, but you actually need to also take time out a couple of times a week, like depending on how often you journal, but you need to go through and you need to read what you're writing, read it back to yourself. And it's like there's something about you being able to identify what's based off of reality. And I'm also like I'm seeing someone highlighting. Like I don't know, like you even need to kind of color code it. Yeah. Maddie, seriously, like I just shuffled and to see what cards were going to come out, and it says the lavender came out, surround yourself with love, and at the back is tree, let them go. You keep getting this card, these different cards, and they're all different decks saying let something go. Oh, awesome. I feel like once you surround yourself with real like friends, real love, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking about like where people actually show their love. I'm hearing, I think that was Drake about fake people showing fake love to me, right? Like you need to surround yourself with real people that can show you real love. And it's like once you, I'm hearing something about dipped in gold, but once you have experienced that, you won't be able to go back and accept anything less. Once you see what is actually possible. Like at the bottom, it says, be your own first priority. Stop focusing on other people. This is all about you. You deserve, at the top, lioness, you've earned your stripes. You deserve this. You deserve time, focus, attention, and love being poured into and onto you. Thank you, Maddie. And it's Misty, just so you know. I know you probably just heard the end and it probably sound like D, but it's Misty. But thank you, Maddie. I'm definitely. And you can visit my website, cancerianchronicles.com. I have a website so you can see. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you. I can't wait to hear from you. Okay, and I'm gonna have to wrap it up because we are, well, it's not bad. It's at 13% for our battery, but we have been on here 160 minutes. Which, how long is that? Because I have to count with my fingers, you guys. I'm like, oh, thank you, Maddie. And if I could take it away, you know, I definitely would. But I think you'll be surprised. You'll be amazed at what you can do. You will. You'll be amazed at what you can do. All right, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I'm scheduled for tomorrow at like 3 o'clock or something like that. So we'll see. Hope to see you then, but have a wonderful day. Thank you, Dark Fairy Tarot. No, 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 no. You can't take what is freely given, right? Thank you, Maddie. All right, you guys, have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you later. Thank you, Jamie. Have a good one. Bye, you guys. Mwah.